Howdy, 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 folks. Today's video will be a deep dive review on the Origin 600i Explorer. Before we get into it, though, please hit that like button, click subscribe, and tap that bell icon for notifications. The channel has been growing, and I want to thank you all for your continued support. All of the comments, the likes, the subs. It really does mean a lot to me, and I am thoroughly enjoying all of the interactions with you guys. It's been great. Let's get into the ship details. So the Origin 600i Explorer is a high-end luxury exploration ship. It is very expensive. It was $475 last time that I saw it on the RSI page. It is time limited on its availability, although I don't believe it's quantity limited like some of its competitors. In-game, you can purchase the Explorer variant at Astro Armada in Area 18. For 9,475,100 Alpha UEC. There is another variant, the 600i Touring, which is less mission focused and more of a kind of a pocket 890 jump. It's just a baby yacht. The hard stats on this ship: the hull HP is 106,100. The shield HP is 200,000. The DPS is a massive 3,324. The SCM speed is 109 meters per second. The maximum speed is 955 meters per second. The agility ratings are 30 degrees per second for pitch and yaw, and 50 degrees per second for rotation. The main armament, there are 3 size 5 M7A, boy that's a mouthful, laser cannons. They are not gimbaled. It comes with 16 size 3 missiles. Additionally, there are 2 remote turrets. Each of those turrets mounts 2 size 3 Panther repeaters. There's one on top and one on the bottom of the ship. The components are size 3 except for the quantum drive. And what that gets you is 2 grade 3 industrial shields, 1 grade 3 military power generator, 1 grade 3 civilian cooler, and the quantum drive is a size 2 grade 3 civilian model. The Explorer can carry 44 SCU of cargo, but that's enough of the boring numbers. Let's go look at the ship. So the exterior has a very nice design flow, and it gives the ship nice lines with soft curves in the right places. There are 2 points of entry to the ship. There's a forward elevator that can access both levels, both decks of the ship, as well as a cargo ramp elevator that loads you into the cargo area. We'll take the forward elevator. Alright, so the first hatch on our left is the captain's quarters. You'll notice very quickly the room is richly appointed. We've got hardwood flooring, a small sofa, a coffee table. There's a desk with an atrociously uncomfortable looking chair. Of course, there's a bottle of whiskey because it ain't easy being the captain. There's also a nice double bed with an absolutely amazing view. I mean, that would be pretty nice to wake up to when you're out exploring the stars. The captain gets their own bathroom with a shower and toilet. I want to point out, and we'll show it a bit later when we get down to the crew quarters, the captain unfortunately doesn't get a separate room for his toilet and shower. They're combined. Just a small thing I find interesting. Of course, we have to do our obligatory vampire check in the mirror. I do like that it gives us an ambient temperature for what's going on. We've got all sorts of little knickknacks. Apparently our captain is not a particularly neat person, but these things happen. Alright, so as we come out, to the right of the elevator is the cargo bay. There are 2 non-functional EVA lockers at the rear corners of the room. The cargo ramp / elevator is here and takes up pretty much the entire middle. Now once again, that holds 44 SU of cargo, but if you've got a vehicle, you're not you're not going to get any cargo because the vehicle's going to take up, I mean, even a Cyclone takes up well over half of it. I've loaded an Ursa rover to give you an idea of how large the vehicles can be that you load. Keep in mind to be careful when you park it on the elevator, because that forward lip there, you know, if your vehicle's poking out any, it can blow the vehicle or even blow up your ship when you go to raise the elevator up. Okay, through this door we have the aft elevator right here on our right. If we go down the hall here, we get to the crew quarters. Now, it is a very spacious crew quarters area. I don't know why, but it seems like the entire crew area is a steam room. I mean, the ship hasn't taken any damage, and there's always steam when I walk through that door. I don't know if it's just to match the granite ceiling or what. Each of the crew members gets their own little tiny TV, nice little bed, quiet little seating area that they can relax in. We come further to the back here. It's not functional yet, but I get a feeling those are going to be lockers for each crew member because there's 4, and everything seems to be number matched. They get a nice little seating area if they're waiting for the restroom, and then they each get their own little escape pod. One of the neat things about the escape pods here is that if you actually go outside the ship and go to this section and look up, you will see the chutes that the escape pods would go through if they were functional. So it's just kind of a neat detail that I noticed and thought I'd share. The restroom area is actually pretty nice for the crew. They have additional seating here. They've got places to set their stuff when they're taking showers. There are 2 bathroom areas, and unlike the captains, they get a separate room for shower and toilet. There's a nice little sink here. I think that's supposed to be a mirror. You can't ever tell in this game because all of our characters are vampires. But yeah, that's the crew section. We're gonna go back to the front elevator. I'll see you guys in a second on the top deck. All right, here we are on the top deck. Now to the left we have the bridge. Now the left seat is the lower remote turret seat. The right seat is the upper remote turret seat. And the center seat is the pilot seat. I'm going to go ahead and take a seat and let you guys see how fantastic the pilot's glass is. I mean, you can see everywhere. It is super nice. Additionally, all of the MFDs for the pilot are these kind of hollow MFDs. Some people like that. I'm not sure. Sometimes I kind of like it. Sometimes it just feels a little weird, and it can also be kind of hard to see what's going on depending on what's on the background when you're out doing things. You know, if you're in the right lighting, the right color combination, it can be really difficult to see the actual display. And that just kind of bugs me. It's a minor thing, but anyways, like many of the Origin ships, it's got those hollow MFDs, and the glass is just so great. And of course the design cues, it all follows through. You can tell they had an idea in mind and they stuck with it, and I really respect that. It's very nice. It's very appealing to the eye. As we come out of the bridge area, we can see we have 3 additional escape pods here. This room is the exploration room. So that big globe does not do anything other than sit there, but it is kind of nice. And also you can see, you know, at a glance, you know, if you're carrying cargo, okay, this is how much space I have, this is what I can do with it. Or if you want to check and see if people are ready to dismount in a vehicle, it's all right there through that hole in the floor. Additionally, if you're down below, you can look up and see that globe, and it's just kind of a nice touch. To either side here, you can access the rear part of the ship. These seats are the scanner suite seats, and currently, because there is no function for exploration. There's no game loop for it. The scanner seats are kind of useless, but not entirely. If you put people in them, they can actually still do co-pilot functions, so they can handle cycling components on and off. They can move they can handle your power distribution, run your shields, things like that are kind of important when you're running a large ship like this, if you're having to do it under combat conditions. Additionally, once again, you can look through the floor. I mean, it's a minor thing. I just think it's neat. You know, I'm one of those people. I like to be able to see what's going on around me. We come to the back. Here's the aft elevator. I did not mention it when I was on the bottom deck, but the aft elevator does not exit the ship. It is only to move between the lower and upper deck. If we come up here, we have an armory, which has 2 weapons lockers, and it appears that they're going to be adding EVA suit hangars. They have not made that function available in any ships yet, but I feel like it's right around the corner, because you see stuff like this where you can tell that they're working on it. It's on their mind. They just haven't. I'm guessing they just haven't gotten it to where they feel it's enough quality control. We come out here and we are back into the recreation part of the ship. Now, there's a full bar on the top floor, and of course, we can look down and see what's going on below us. If you need any candy, we got a little bit here. There's nice seating. We come down a bit, and there's actually one of my favorite, although it's completely useless. It doesn't add anything to the ship of value, but I just love that there's this large sofa area with this just gorgeous view. I mean, it might not be gorgeous because of where I'm at, although I do like the light green accent this particular cloud of gas adds. But you know, it's just a small detail that makes the ship feel like it has a purpose within what it's doing. We go down the stairs one more time, and we get to the actual full-on recreation area. We've got a TV here with a couple of seats and a little bench. I almost feel like they're going to put, like, I could imagine, you know, hooking up a game console or whatever they're using for video games in the year 2953. And sitting there and being able to play with your buddies. We've got a billiards room here at the rear. I really hope that they add a way for us to play that. That would just be cool. It's a minor thing, but wishful thinking, I guess. We come over here, and we've got the kitchen and dining area. It's got a full kitchen, which I would hope, since it's an exploration vessel, you're going to be out for a while. We've got a refrigerator that you can't open yet, but I do want to point out, fancy with a water dispenser. Okay, fancy. And then we come over here, and we have actual engineering rooms. Now, some of the larger ships have comparable things, but this is by far the most comprehensive engineering room that I've seen on any of the ships. We've got what are going to be filled with actual panels for engineers to do their job, which is kind of neat, because on a ship this large, I'm going to assume that's going to be pretty important. I don't like making assumptions, because I know what that makes me, but I feel like this is a pretty safe one. I mean, there's 2 engineering rooms on this ship. They're opposite each other. They're identical, just mirrored to each other. There's not really any difference between the 2. Alright, I'll see you guys outside in a second, and we'll talk about some more stuff about this ship. Okay, so some notes on this ship. Uses for this ship to me are light cargo, running the offensive bunkers where you need ground vehicles to approach, and as a fleet support ship. The fleet support would be as a scanning or kind of a combat control ship, keeping targets lit so that you can keep people informed of where the enemy are. The scanner on the ship is quite powerful, and really, to me, the only thing that sets it apart from any of its competition. The ship is prohibitively expensive, both on the RSI page and in-game. I mean, it is almost twice as expensive as a Constellation Phoenix in-game. This is most definitely a flex purchase at this time. The exploration just doesn't have a game loop right now, and there's absolutely better ships for significantly less from a pure pragmatic perspective. This ship to me is the Mercedes G-Wagon of the verse. Some of the pros for this ship would be it's got the 3 size 5 weapon mounts, and that gives it a great punch. There's no arguing with that. But without gimbals, good luck actually keeping your weapons on target. Anything that's small and fast is just going to dance around. And to really be effective at defending itself, you're going to have to drop those down to size 4s to be able to stay on target. It does have a large cargo bay, and it can hold up to that Ursa rover with there's not a lot of trouble getting it in there. Just be a little careful when you go to raise the ramp. It's nicely designed. It has a great vibe just walking around in it and doing general things. There's no way around it. It's a beautiful ship. Some of the cons, though, is for the price, you would expect either more firepower or more cargo. I mean, only 44 SU a cargo, it's not going to repay its purchase price very easily. It handles like a wet blanket, and in atmosphere is one of those ships that has the tendency to do what I like to call droop over time, meaning you set it level, and then you look away for a half a second, you look back, and all of a sudden you're going 5 to 10 degrees lower than you were. And that is one of my biggest pet peeves of any ship. I don't care what ship it is. If it droops like that, it drives me nuts. Overall thoughts, I love the ship, but I would much rather have a Constellation Phoenix for the price. I mean, with the Phoenix, I get all the perks that this ship has, the luxury, the vehicle loading, and I get an extra size 5 weapon mount for the pilot. I mean, I do like this ship, and once exploration comes out, this will probably be one of my first in-game purchases to really feel that game loop out in comfort and style. However, right now, this ship is really going to struggle to cover its purchase costs with limited firepower and cargo capacity. Yes, you can effectively run bunkers with it to make back its cost, but there are just significantly cheaper and significantly better ships for that role. Overall, I can't say I would recommend this ship to a player who is moving into their first large ship purchase. If this is your 3rd or 4th large ship, absolutely do what you want. At that point, you're not watching this video for pointers. You're watching this to maybe see what this ship has to offer. But for a player who's making that leap up from a Freelancer or a Cutlass, get a Constellation. Any Constellation will outperform the 600 in pretty much any role that's in game right now. I've heard a lot of folks saying that the 600i is a better flyer than the Constellation. I'm not sure where they're getting their data from. It's pretty much exactly the same in terms of agility and nowhere close to the Constellation's atmospheric flight, acceleration, or deceleration. I don't think I'll be doing a review of the 600i Touring just because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to spend 10 million Alpha UEC on a ship that I will literally never use. The Explorer I can see myself using for doing bunkers and things. I'm not going to use the luxury, so I'm not going to use the Touring, so I'm not going to buy it. I'm sorry. The Touring it has no use. I already own an 890 jump, so if I need a yacht, it's there. That was a lot of negativity, and I'm not trying to be that way. I do love this ship, but if I'm going to give you guys a review, I'm going to give you an honest opinion. I'm not paid by CIG. That'd be great. And I assume most people that are watching my videos are in the same boat I am, where they need to be economical with their purchases in game and especially on the RSI page. So I'm going to give you my genuine opinion, and it's going to be based on facts and experience. All right, so with all that said, I give the ship B+. I mean, the luxury is irrefutable. The beauty of the ship also irrefutable. It's a great looking ship. The utility limitations and positives are also irrefutable. So yeah, buy it. If this is your 3rd or 4th large ship, absolutely go for it. However, if you're in that mid-game range and you're making that jump up from one of the smaller, like I said, freelancers or Cuddy Blacks, get a Constellation. Get a Constellation, enjoy it. It's going to pay itself off quickly, and then you can come buy this ship later. Because if you buy this ship, you've saved up 10 million credits. You could have bought 2 other large ships that are just more functional and will allow you to make credits faster. That's really what it comes down to, is this ship is not going to add to your ability to earn. This is a ship you buy when you've already earned enough that it doesn't matter that you're dumping 10 million credits into a ship. Alright, so this has been Eyes of Heimdall's review of the 600i Explorer. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button, click subscribe, and tap that bell icon for notifications. I am, once again, really enjoying the comments. Please keep them up. If there's a ship I haven't covered yet that you'd like to see, hit me up in the comments below, and we'll see if it's on my list or if it's something that's feasible for me to do. Either way, guys, get out there, conquer the stars, and I look forward to seeing you all out there in the verse.